Hi, I'm Ellen.
I'm Randy.
I'm Kathleen.
And you're watching
Word of Mouth.
I know a lot of people collect stamps. I never did, but I know that it is a popular hobby with some people. Not just nerds either. Normal. Oh, sorry. It's mine to sell, though. I mean, I do own it. It's been in our family for a long time. There's some in there, 18-something, which I have no idea if they're real. I guess they could be fake. With my luck, they probably are fake.
It is the story of two half-sisters whose mother has recently died. The mother had in her possession a rare stamp collection, and now the sisters are fighting over what's going to happen to the stamp collection.
It would be too simple to say that it's about stamps, but it's about a rare, prized stamp collection that gets left behind when a woman passes away, and all the various parties who are trying to get a hold of that stamp collection.
Mauritius was a British colony, and they had one of the first post offices in the world, so it's one of the first ones. And these stamps are uncanceled, so they don't have any extra ink on them, which makes them worth money to nerds.
The younger sister, Jackie, has been staying with her and tending to her. The older sister has been, or the half-sister, has been out of the picture for some time.
The older one's father died, the mom remarried to someone who was potentially abusive, they allude to, so they had so the older one leaves at some point when the younger one's very little.
You get the sense that she and the mother didn't really have much money, hence the value of these stamps. You know, this is going to create her future for her. Mary has a more emotional connection to the stamps, where she sees them as valuable and as works of art and a connection with her grandfather.
As the play develops, you realize that they realize there's a lot at stake with the value of the stamp collection, so the tension between the two sisters really starts to develop.
And then one sister doesn't want to sell them, and one does want to sell them, and how they're going to sell them. So there's this seedy underbelly of stamp collecting, which I had a hard time believing exists, but they pretended it did. And there were some guys in leather jackets, you know, with heavy accents, and talking all tough about the stamps.
I like the cast a lot. It has a very good cast. Bobby Cannavale in particular plays kind of like a con artist type of person, and he's on the money.
What I liked about him was that, you know, he plays this rough and tumble guy. He's obviously smart, but, you know, kind of streetwise, and he's really trying to play everybody, and he's very charming in order to be able to do that. Definitely one of those slickster street characters. At one point he raises his hands up and you get to be caught a little bit. I'm like, oh really? That was nice.
I really liked F. Murray Abraham's character. I just think he was brilliant playing this gangster who was sort of tortured at the fact that he knew there was something prized here that he couldn't have.
Katie Finneran, who plays Mary, the older sister, I thought she was okay, but the character was really, I don't think, as well written as the others.
Alison Pill plays Jackie, and I thought that her performance was a little underwhelming. I thought she was pretty stiff and forceful. She also seemed to speak in a fake British accent whenever she would say yes out loud, and she also was projecting, trying to talk too loud, so you felt like she was not having conversations. You always felt like she was screaming at the person. Alison
Pill, she's very young, and I know she was nominated for a Tony last year, and she was captivating. Her performance, as I said, the actors were very good. She was in particularly very good because she had a tough role. There had to be kind of a combination of vulnerability and toughness, and I think she captured it really, really well.
The sets were spectacular. I think it was really unique the way they rotated the stage, and I thought the sets were elaborate, very realistic, very authentic, and great use of space, I think.
I noticed like the set was really cool, how the set spun around and you had the different things, and I thought the lighting was really well done. So whenever there's sort of a devious or ominous moment, there was that lighting from below, so you kind of felt like, you know, when you're at the campfire and you have the flashlight and you're like, and then the hook was scratching on the door, you know, it's kind of what it felt like.
I see a lot of theater, both on, off, and off Broadway, and this one I thought it would have been a good off-Broadway show. I thought that it was there wasn't enough meat there for a Broadway house. Because it was Broadway, I expected something much more complex than it was.
I really enjoyed the play. It was thoroughly enjoyable. I think I'd have a hard time telling somebody making it sound as good as I thought it was based on the fact that it's about stamps. But I actually really enjoyed it, and I think the level of the performances is probably what made me really appreciate it. I think the acting was just top rate.
A lot of times I thought it was contrived. You know, things happen where you're like, but he could have just done that, or she could have just done this, and I don't like that feeling. I like to be drawn into it.
I was definitely entertained. There's some moments of genuine hilarity, lots of laughing moments. It's just really hard to suspend disbelief. Like, I didn't believe that there really was these gangster type people that are hunting down these elusive stamps. That seemed really odd to me.
If you see it with the original cast and you like the work that these people do, then it's worthwhile seeing them do their job. But the plot, not so much. You know, it was interesting, but not captivating.
I would tell people that if they like theater, if they're in town and they just want to see a couple of shows, it's probably not the one I would recommend them to see. But for people who really like theater, really like great performances, and are used to coming to Broadway, I think it's one that you don't want to miss.
I came because I wanted to be here to help you and to go to the funeral and see her again. I really wanted that. But if what you're saying is that you had another motive, an ulterior financial motive, I am not a party to that. I wasn't even here. So if there is a financial issue, it is not my responsibility. That is my position. Okay? Okay, Jackie?